Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video focuses on creating some beautiful trendy Christmas decor. I wanted to show you 3 easy projects and they bring just the right amount of holiday spirit and are super aesthetic and affordable. Raffia and polymer clay materials are so popular right now, so I wanted to use and combine them and create some fun boho holiday decor. So let's jump right into the first project. Today we're going to be making these botanical style ornaments that can also be used as gift tags. You mainly need polymer clay and a variety of leaf prints. Place the clay on top of parchment paper and use something sturdy to roll it out into a 1/4 inch thick slab. Place your stamp face down on the clay and press it for a few seconds. Gently take it out and you should see a beautiful botanical print form on the clay. I'm going to use this tea light candle holder to cut out a circle shape around the print, and you can also use a cookie cutter or the rim of a cup or a jar. I got these evergreen tree leaves from my apartment, so go ahead and head outdoors to look for leaves or other bits of nature for your own unique winter-themed ornaments. Press the leaf down on the clay and roll the vase over it if needed so the leaf design gets imprinted on the clay. Now carefully remove the leaf and cut a round shape around it to create an ornament. Repeat the process for all your leaves and make sure you leave a couple of centimeters of space between them. Once you're done, remove all the excess clay around the round shapes and clean up any leftover strings. I went ahead and made a few more pieces. I also used a tiny pamper stem as a stamp and it turned out super pretty. You can even make monogram ornaments by stamping or carving names or initials of your loved ones to add the cutest personal touch. Once these are all done, using a clay cutter, I went ahead and made holes in order to hang them. You can also use a needle or a toothpick for this step. I'm really happy with how pretty everything is looking, and you can totally leave them like this for a minimal look. I transferred all the pieces onto a baking sheet, and following the instructions on my clay package, I baked them for about 12 minutes at 275 degrees. The next step is to paint them. I mixed up the sun-kissed peach color and some light mocha color to make a very light peachy terracotta color. I wanted to give them a boho earthy vibe in like a light pink or a light terracotta color. I gave the ornaments one coat of this color including the sides and the back, and you can directly use some colored clay for this project to avoid this step, but I used the regular white clay because I wanted to have them in different shades of peach. I actually painted one of the ornaments white and 1/4 of it with the light terracotta like the rest, just to try a different design. You can really be creative in this step and experiment with various designs. For some of the pieces, I wanted to add a little bit more interest, so I'm adding some gold paint, especially the ones I plan to use as gift tags. I used a fine tipped brush and filled in the flowers on a few pieces. They look so good with that little added touch of gold. Another idea I had for decorating these ornaments and to bring in some texture is to add some dried or pressed flowers onto them. To hang the ornaments, I decided to use a raffia string because it matches the whole color scheme. I just opened up the raffia to make it look nicer and split it into 4 pieces. I then ran it through the hole on the ornament and tied a double knot. You can also string in a pretty ribbon or a jute twine depending on the vibe that you're going for. Now they're all ready to be displayed on a tree. I really love how these came out and I'm really excited to hang them up on my tree, and you can also add beads or tassels for extra texture and to add length. Now let's go ahead and wrap some gifts. I'm using the smaller sized pieces as gift tags. Using some raffia, I attached the clay tag onto the gift wrap and also included little floral and leafy elements, and these gift tags on your holiday presents are for sure going to be very special because they're so decorative and also handmade by you. Raffia is a great material for a minimalist and Scandi style Christmas decor, so let's make a Christmas tree using raffia. Take a dowel or a skewer and plan how big and wide you want your treats to be. Based on that, fold the raffia at those lengths multiple times and cut a bunch of pieces. I also made another version of Christmas trees which I will talk about after this project and how I styled a cozy Christmas village scene using those. We also need another piece of raffia double the length of the dowel, and this will be our base that will hold all other raffia pieces. Secure that piece on your work surface and let's start knotting. Take two pieces of raffia and fold them in half and place one above and one below the base string. Next, insert the open ends of one side through the loop on the other side and do the same to the other two ends, and then pull both the raffia pieces away from each other to form a knot. I'm going to repeat this until I reach the top of the string. You can also reduce the length of the raffia pieces you cut as you go up the tree if you like. After that, I wanted to cover up the dowel. I started wrapping the dowel with another piece of raffia and a bit of hot glue every now and then until I had the required length wrapped in raffia. I'm adding a few more pieces onto the back side to make the tree look really full, and you could also totally make another one of these raffia feathers for the back side. Now place a feather over the dowel and secure it using hot glue. Make sure it's straight and all the knots are as tight as possible. We could also tie these pieces directly to the dowel, but I found that you can't get a tight knot in that case because of the width of the dowel, and you'd have to then glue each piece individually to keep them in place. So I decided to tie them to a string instead so that we can make tighter and closer knots. Next, you can cut the open ends of the base string, but I just looped them back onto the dowel. Next, we're going to slightly trim the sides to give it a shape of a tree. This is to get ready to move on to the next step, that is to add a tree topper and some ornaments to the tree. I planned on making a star using polymer clay, so I rolled out some clay and then I cut out a star template using a piece of cardboard and used that template to cut out a perfect star, and just like we did in the other project, I let it bake in the oven for 10 minutes. Meanwhile, I just kept trimming on both sides of the tree. I had to go back and forth to straighten out the pieces that were curly. After the star was ready, I painted it a plain white color and used some hot glue to secure it at the top of the tree. I think the tree is already pretty cute, but I'm going to go ahead and add little decorations all over it. For that, I'm going to use these sugar pearls that are used for decorating cakes and cupcakes. I started gluing them just randomly all over the tree using some Mod Podge. They look super cute, like tiny little bulbs. I'm so glad I got this DIY idea because this project was so easy to do, and I'm definitely going to make another smaller tree because I absolutely love the end result. The last thing to do is to add this little wooden cube that's the base of a tree I got from Target, and it'll make the perfect base, so I just pulled it apart and made a hole on one side. I used some wood glue, inserted the dowel into that hole and held it tight for a few seconds. Raffia trees are a perfect boho touch to your Christmas decor. I can totally imagine these trees being styled on coffee tables, shelves, mantles, and so many spaces. Here's another version of Christmas trees that we could make with raffia. I made these last year, so I don't have a video, but they were too cute to pass up, so I had to include them this time. All you need is some raffia and some cardboard. You could also use a coaster for the base, but that's totally optional. I started off by making a cone with a piece of cardboard and stapled it on the back. You could also use the styrofoam cones that we get in craft stores. I then started wrapping the raffia around the cone by gluing it down along the way and making sure the raffia is uneven with each round to give it a natural and handmade look. Wrap it enough to cover the base completely. Now, as we did in the previous project, I used sugar pearls as lights around the tree. You can also decorate with regular pearls, beads, rhinestones, pom-poms, etc. So here's how they turned out. They're so simple and cute. Just with a tiny bit of patience, you'd have adorable little trees for your fireplace mantles, shelves, and desks. Alright guys, I hope you liked all these projects. They were so easy to create, you should definitely try them out, and let me know in the comments down below which DIY you'd make. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!